Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in to this week's edition of Find Your Fairy Tale. I'm super excited about tonight's guest because I actually found her on social media. First, it was sent to me as a little clip that made me laugh. Then I was absolutely stunned by her musical talent and her ability to sing and play the piano. And then something funny happened. She got heckled again and again and again by a voice that was very familiar to me growing up with an Indian dad. I definitely related to the commentary that was going on while she was singing and following her heart's desire. So she is requesting to join us right now, and we are going live with the Melwani. I'm super excited that she's joining us because she has an incredible story about starting from everything all over again. Hi, Sheena.
Hi, how are you? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. And I said starting from everything because I almost said starting from nothing, because in a way we all start on our dreams from nothing, but then I was like, that's not the right word because it's everything that's inside us, but we have to get going. So for folks that maybe aren't familiar with your story, tell me a little bit about how you launched your music career, because really it was this community, this online community, that became your stage at a time that was still pretty new.
Yes. So I actually started online many years ago. It feels like another lifetime now, but I was one of like the first, I don't want to say first, but I was amongst the pioneers of like content creators on YouTube before it was like run by all the, big names. When content creators were putting things up, I thought, I was so far away. I was actually living in Japan, and I thought, what a great way to connect with folks back home, all in one place. And so I did, and it was a really nice way to share music. And then I started to get some traction, but everything was still on YouTube that I was doing. And just as I started building and things were moving to other social media platforms, Instagram was just starting out, I decided to stop and pause.
Yeah, and let's pause right there for a second, because the big pause that so many of us experience as parents. I connected to your story because, I was network news or bust, baby, till I had it, baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, I think what happens is you redefine what's important. Suddenly, I didn't want to be on an airplane traveling all around the world. I wanted to be with this tiny creature who owned my heart and soul. Because it was such a fleeting moment.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I really want to get the point out to our viewers that the fairy tale, when you're looking for it, it can change, and it can change suddenly. It can change in unexpected ways. How did it change for you?
So I didn't even realize what it was that I wanted to change, but I did know that I wanted to be a young mom. That was the one thing that I told my husband. I said, I really want to do this before things move so fast that we just don't have time for this, or we don't have that focus for it. Because I've heard from so many people, once you're in the business, your focus is spread so thin, and your time, your energy is spread so thin. And I told him, I said, this is still something that I very much want to do, and I very much value. Family is everything. It's super important to me and to both of us. And so we wanted to do that. And I didn't know exactly what that meant or what that was going to look like. But like you said, you just didn't want to do what you were doing in that capacity anymore. All of a sudden, this little child, this little baby had your heart.
And it's happiness that's added, and it doesn't have to be happiness that's taken away. And I think sometimes young parents, and, I can only speak from the experience of a mom, I felt like once I became a mom, the other stuff stopped. And that I was going to somehow lose something, when really all I did was gain. And I think your story is very compelling because you took a break and you swore you were going to get back in, and somebody held you to it. Let's talk about when you decided that you were going to launch back into the online community and start singing for everybody again.
So I never stopped singing, which was really special. I kept singing, but I just sang for a much smaller audience. And my family, who has always been so, so supportive, my family, my friends, they all said, okay, when are you going back? Okay, when are we going to hear you sing? Okay, when is this happening? And so, and my husband and my parents, my sister, my brother, everybody, they all they would say to me, you're a fantastic mom and you're great at doing what you're doing, but there is a part of you that I can see is not quite 100% satisfied, and you are not doing everything that you possibly want to do. You're doing everything else great, but there's just this part of you that I can see is not fulfilled. And I would, when you're in this like mommy bubble, you just move from one thing to the other. And then I realized, nope, I need to hold myself accountable, and I'm really goal oriented. So I set a goal for myself with the help of and support of all of my friends and family. And we sort of said, when my youngest goes to kindergarten, when she turns 5 and she starts kindergarten, that's the deadline.
Yeah.
And she started kindergarten in September.
And here you are. And here you are. On the family front, the support of your friends and family is evident in all of your posts and pictures. You have your community backing you up, and I think that's why you've connected with as many fans as you have. There's a sincerity to saying, hey, I love what I do, I just want to bring you along with me. And right. You have brought somebody along with you. This guy just keeps heckling you, and he keeps calling you out on stuff. You have a stunning voice, but then one day when you were recording a song, something happened. Yes. And now it just keeps happening, and everybody's loving it.
Yes, everyone's loving it. I have a built-in heckler. He may or may not jump in at any point, and I've given him complete thumbs up to jump in at any point. But so I was when COVID started, everyone had to redefine what was important. Everyone had to redefine community and what it meant to be part of a community and to support each other. And I come from a family of givers. I've never understood just how much a heart can be open until I've really experienced it from all of them. They're all givers in their own right, whether it's of food, whether it's of joy, whether it's of love, whether it's of laughter. And so when COVID hit for me, I realized that I could give music. And so I started doing online Facebook Live concerts, and I would just invite whoever was in my community to just join in, come and give me your requests real time, talk to me, this, that. And so after one of my shows, I sat at my piano because I was going to post a video on TikTok or YouTube or Instagram or something. I don't even remember. And heckling started. And it didn't stop. And it was so funny that I was like, you know what? 20-year-old me would have been like maybe a little embarrassed or maybe a little annoyed that my art or my craft was being shouted at or being heckled or interrupted. But me all these years later, it just was so funny that I was like, my family needs to see this. And I put it up on TikTok, and my 14 followers all of a sudden overnight became like 2,400. And then over the next couple of days became 4,500. And it grew and it grew and it grew. And we realized that people needed to laugh. People needed the joy. And this just became another way to give, another way to open our hearts and to just spread joy.
That's why when I first had you cross my radar, first I laughed, right? Because I have an Indian dad. And people will say, where are you from? I'll say my dad's from Calcutta. My mom's from Maine. I'm all mixed up, but and the things that your dad says to you, the way the real Indian dad just interacts is like, it resonates with my Indian dad. Yeah. It makes me laugh. I tell people the story. I would come home and say, hey, I got an A on the paper. And he'd say, Bonnie, who got the A+?
That's a very wise question. I want to meet him.
Oh, it's a very wise question. It is a very wise question, but I sometimes
if you just studied a little harder, you would have gotten the A+.
Even in calculus, I'm not sure. It was pretty hard. It was, I mean, I always did okay writing.
Excuses. Excellent.
Then, I think he
Yeah.
wanted me to be a doctor and engineer, but I
Sorry.
became a
Okay.
broadcaster.
Journalism's okay.
It's okay.
It
Well,
will
that's what he
do.
said. It's okay, right? He said
Will
it
do,
was
will do.
okay. But then he was worried. One day he looked at me and he said, "Eesh, Bonnie, too much makeup. What, you think you're on TV?" And then he goes, "Oh, right, you are."
I like this man very much.
So I don't know if you ever
Who
saw
is this we're talking to?
I am.
I know
Nice friend.
this is Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
This is, I don't know if you ever saw the video. It was like a behind the scenes where I was getting ready to do a video and I put on a sweater because it was cold and because it was still like April when we were when we started recording these. And he looked at me and he says, "Why have you come dressed like this? You look like you're wearing my mother's clothing."
I haven't seen that one, but another one that resonated and in my real world experience was you were wearing a really cute. No. I always like input. I always want to hear things. You were wearing some little like tassel, cute little embroidered thing, and he wanted to know why you were wearing window curtains.
Yes, that was the one with my dress. He did not approve of my dress.
Yeah.
Bonnie, you also wear belts with your dresses?
Sometimes, yeah, there are belts on the dresses.
Mix and match?
I do.
How very young.
Mix and match. And, sometimes my dad doesn't like my hair. I remember the first time I ever chopped it off, he came up and asked me why I let a rat chew my hair.
Belts are for pant shirts.
Pant shirts. Yeah. They are also for dresses, especially the ones that look like curtains.
Especially nice, pretty, flowy ones.
It's okay. It's COVID. You wear whatever you want. I'm not going anywhere anyway, so it's fine.
We aren't going anywhere.
Are you also wearing shorts under your fancy top like she is?
I'm wearing jeans under my fancy.
You're not supposed to tell. He's giving away all the secrets. I'm only party on top.
That's how it's supposed
Pajama
to be.
bottoms.
Yep. But you know what though? People are marketing to that now. I see on my Instagram feed, they're marketing like, "Oh, look, sweatpants that match your nice little Zoom call work from home." So you're ahead of the game here. You absolutely are.
Is this a singing show?
It is.
Okay.
It's as much a singing show as I can convince Sheena to do whenever she wants. I would sit back.
Do you sing?
Because I think. Do I sing?
Are you going to join her?
What are we singing?
I would be happy to sing. You don't want to hear him sing.
I would love. No, I've never heard him sing. But
nobody has.
Nobody's heard him sing.
It's all part of the mystery. It's all part of the mystery. If there is a song that you'd be interested in playing, I feel like we've hung out, long enough that there are some folks here who are probably dying to hear you sing. And I may or may not have promised people that would happen.
Oh yeah.
Do you have a song that you'd love to play?
I do. I actually, I was talking to a couple of friends of mine and in anticipation of this interview, and I said, this is kind of the vibe, and I really, really loved what you were doing, and I was thinking about which song I could do, and if it's okay with you, I'd love to sing an original.
Yeah, you know what? I almost was going, I didn't want to ask because I wanted to leave it up to you, but I know you're a singer-songwriter and your covers are beautiful and the interruptions are hysterical. Don't let that guy over there get a big head, but they're pretty funny. But I would love to hear an original because I think that goes back to what we're talking about, that you have music in your heart and you want to spread joy and inspiration through music. So I would absolutely love that.
Awesome. So this is a song that I actually chose. I specifically chose this one because of just what we're talking about today. It's called Beautiful Struggle. And it really, the basis of this song is no matter where you are in your life, no matter what is happening around you, there is beauty in it. It is a struggle. It's a struggle for all of us. If you're trying to achieve your dreams, if you're just trying to make it to tonight, if you're just trying to get through dinner, and it could be a short-term thing and it could be a long-term thing, but it's a beautiful struggle. And so I was very I was very excited to share this one with you because I think it's kind of in the vein, but you're going to
I've signed contract that doesn't allow me to interrupt original Ghana. Sorry.
I like that. We don't interrupt the originals, only the covers.
That's right.
And Songs of God also, but that's
No.
for my own beliefs.
He's scared of getting struck down.
That's right. So this is Beautiful Struggle. It's a beautiful struggle and you shouldn't care. It's okay if it's messy, just as long as you're there. It's a beautiful struggle. Just embrace what's inside. Doesn't have to feel perfect. It just has to feel right. I lie awake and the day runs through my mind. All the things I didn't do, everything I left behind. But you don't care. All you want is my time. Some butterfly kisses and to look me in the eyes. Sometimes life gets complicated, but you're more okay than you feel. Little things get exaggerated. Just remember what's real. It's a beautiful struggle and you shouldn't care. It's okay if it's messy, just as long as you're there. It's a beautiful struggle. Just embrace what's inside. Doesn't have to feel perfect. It just has to feel right. So that was just a little bit of Beautiful Struggle.
I love that so much, and to say that it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to feel right is exactly why you're right. It's exactly why I'm doing this whole Find Your Fairy Tale venture. Great. Because there's so many inspiring people out there, and whether you're at what somebody else thinks is the top of the world or just having a quiet slice of the world, you know, your little corner of the world, it's something that we all can relate to, and I think we can learn from each other. And I also think it's important to acknowledge that there is struggle there, and it's not easy, and you have to find beauty in it and forgive yourself for your mistakes and stop being so hard on ourselves too, right? Absolutely. It takes a lot to get out in front of people like you did, and you set some pretty wild goals, my friend. I mean, you were like, okay, you know what, like 100 days or something, I think that should be enough to get like 1 million followers. Maybe I can have 2 million by tomorrow. You did that once, and then you did it again.
My goal was 100 days, 1 million views, not even 1 million followers. And it's been so amazing. The receptivity has been overwhelming.
But that says you hit a vein, you know, that says you hit a vein. It says you hit a moment right now where it's exactly what you said, that we need to see somebody laughing. And you laugh genuinely when you get heckled.
Because I never know what's coming.
That was my question. You know, does he even know what's coming? Does he know what song it is, or it's just the moment strikes?
So sometimes he'll hear me practicing. He'll hear me going through the song. I'll pick a song that I think might be funny or might be absurd or in some way have something there. I'll set the camera and then I hear what
you're setting bait. Like it was really what you're doing. Absolutely. You're like, ooh, this song would be good.
yes.
And then the circling starts.
Yes, absolutely. And it's really a fun process because of the amount that we're all, or at least I'm laughing, because I wish I was that good of an actress, but I can't laugh like that on command. And if you saw me laugh after having heard the joke once or twice, you know, every once in a while we'll have a take that is just like, oh, you can't say that. I'm not putting that up. And we'll try again, and it's like, nope, I burnt the best joke, and I can't laugh that way anymore. Right. So we just move on.
it's funny because you become essentially performers as a comedic duo. You know, first you're a musician, and
Mhm.
now you know, it's like Lucy and Ricky Ricardo in a different incarnation, in a sense, where it's just, you know, funny guy, funny girl who are also entertaining us with these skits. And I know sometimes people are wondering, okay, what's the backstory? What's going on? You know,
Yeah.
they're right now they're all saying, hey, can I see him? Let me see him. But
Right.
the fun of
Yeah.
it is that you don't know
That's the
what is
fun.
going to happen. And I think that
Absolutely.
we have to keep the magic alive, right?
Yeah. And you know, I honestly think that it it is so much more enjoyable for people because there's all this discussion and people keep coming and commenting, this is so funny, who's the mystery guy, what's this
Yeah.
about, who I just came here to fill me up to, you know, get me up to speed. And that's really, really awesome. I love reading all that banter. I love reading the comments.
Yeah.
I'm never offended by the back and forth. And I do want to take this moment to also stop and just tell you that that's only one small percentage of why I keep putting these videos up.
Mm-hmm.
I love reading those comments. I love that people are laughing, but on the private side, like the private messages that I get are so filled with gratitude and hope, and like there's people out there that are really struggling. They are really having a tough time, whether it's just now in this time or just in general. And I've heard from so many of them that these videos have brought them another reason to laugh and get up every day and keep checking and going back and hearing this ridiculous commentary. And it's so endearing, and it fills my heart with so much love and gratitude for why we're doing this and for them.
There's this need, isn't there? Like, we need to be seen, and it can be a small or a big way of being seen. Some of us need to be seen on a larger scale. Some of us need, but even if you're on that big stage, you need that acknowledgement of your family. But what I've noticed with the pandemic is there's less of a way to almost reaffirm your place in the world, and you're not going necessarily into the office the same way that you did, saying hi to the same people,
Right.
filing your reports in the same way, or getting that feedback face to
Right.
face. So all of a sudden we find ourselves looking for these more basic connections.
Interactions.
Right.
Yeah,
It's this
absolutely.
made me happy, this made me sad, I loved this, let me share this. And we're back to just our humanity, where we just, for everything that COVID has taken away, and it has taken away so much.
Yes.
Of course, I mean, we're talking human life here. We're talking the
Yeah.
economy. We're talking so much lost. But there has also been this stripping of us bare
Yeah.
to make ourselves ask, you know, okay, who are the couple people that we would isolate to see?
Right.
Who are the people that we can't wait to see again?
And
who are
what's
we even-
important?
Yeah,
What's important
yeah.
for us, and what is of value, and what do we like to do together, and
Mhm.
how can we connect? And yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Because you have to find the silver linings, and we could get sad about everything that's going on, or we can create joy. And I think, what would your advice be to somebody who thinks that they don't have something to offer? I think that when you have art, something to write, to say, to share, or even just, I want to post that picture of my breakfast, people
Yeah.
step back and go, they get scared to go put themselves out there on social media, or just put
Mhm.
themselves out there, period, across the
Mhm.
board.
Mhm.
How do you believe that what you are, what you have to offer, is something that people will embrace? And if they don't, how do you not care?
I think that everybody has something important to offer. And I think that that's part of this as well, is that there are people that was a shock to me. I'll be very honest. People, I've been posting videos online for a long time, and my friends, my family, they've heard me, they've appreciated it. But the fact that all these people wanted to hear me laugh and wanted to hear the joy that I've brought to the table, it makes me realize that we all have something of value to give, and we all are looking for that.
I think that we let the dragons and the poison apples get the best of us. You know, when I was thinking about fairy tales, because the next novel that I'm writing is inspired by Fairytale. So that's how this all started spinning in my head, and I realized that I was feeding myself poison apples by second guessing my own successes, or wondering what happens next, doubting whether I had something to offer. And so I thought, all right, I want to talk to people about how to stop feeding each other and feeding ourselves the poison apples and slaying the dragons. When was there a moment of doubt for you? You know, you're where you are right now.
At which point
I'm ready to go tomorrow.
I mean, there have been so many moments of doubt, so many, and whether they're physical or whether they're emotional or spiritual, there have been so many moments of doubt. And I think that what I've realized over the last little while is there is enough love and enough joy and enough success and enough happiness to go around. There's not a limited amount, you know, it's not a finite amount, it's infinite. And there is so much joy to share, and there is so much joy to be had. Yes, I've doubted myself. Yes, I have hesitated. I've thought, oh gosh, I'm going to be packing lunches for the rest of my life. I'm never going to sing again. I'm going to be up with this baby forever. I've been there. We've all been there. And these are moments. These are temporary moments. And my daughter just started kindergarten, and it's past. She sleeps through the night. And now she's home. I mean, she's home, and I'm so sad for my children that they're home because they're missing that social interaction, but I'm not packing lunches anymore.
It takes that off the platter. Yeah, I remember something my mom told me when I was up all night with my little guy who's 4 now. When he was first born, she's like, you know, when I used to walk you around and you'd be crying and we weren't sleeping, she said, your father always said, it's only for a little while. Yeah. And he never told me that directly when I became a new mom, but she told it to me, and I would remember it all the time. It's only for a little while. And when you look at it as fleeting, as fleeting as all the other beautiful things that we do stop and enjoy, from a sunset to an amazing meal, that all of a sudden it's disappearing before your eyes, so you have to savor it. And I think that that's another reason why people are connecting with you, is you're taking a minute to say, you know, let's savor this. Laughter is a gift. Laughter is something that not everybody gets to have in their life. So you're saying, you know what? Let's taste this delicious thing.
And let's share it, and let's scream it at the rooftop, because, you know, I can't do this. I couldn't have done this if it wasn't for every single person who shared, who spoke about it, who asked me to come on their show, who I couldn't do it by myself. It's just not possible. And so I love that it's like spreading like wildfire, because people want other people to share it. People want other people to feel that, you know, and I've always said, I'm going to sing as long as I possibly can. It's just a question of who's going to listen. And I love that so many people are listening. I love it. And so many people are laughing. And you know what I thought I wanted all these years, what I thought that I wanted to achieve, it looks really different now than what I anticipated when I was 15, 16, 17. To me,
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Are you just counting?
Did I say this out loud? This is still on. Oh, sorry, Bonnie.
So what I thought I wanted, or what I imagined as being successful at that point, it looks really different now. But I'm so much happier in my skin. I'm so much more comfortable. I'm laughing, and I'm helping other people laugh. And other people are helping me laugh. And it's truly, it's community. It's amazing. It's
community. And it's so...
There's somebody in the chat who just said they've been following you since MySpace, to give some context of how long you've been trying this.
Such a savage.
So I have a question. What is louder, the doubts in your head that we were talking about, or the heckling in the room?
I actually am not sure. Not anymore. The doubt's not anymore. The heckling.
I'm very quiet.
You are not quiet. There's nothing quiet about you.
Is it quality or quantity with that man? I mean, is it just like 5 or 6 things come out, and you just hope that one sticks, or everything is just thought out. I feel like right now he's like circling right now. He's waiting. He's waiting. It's like, not now.
You have grown up in company of people I aspire to be like. This father of yours is my hero. I want to meet him. The great brown shark.
You would have great conversations. Yeah, he would. I remember once he was so concerned about my little brother because he was going away for his first camping trip, and it was up in New Hampshire, because I lived in Boston for years, for 15 years.
I wish we crossed
paths.
I
know. This is at least there's this, right?
Yes.
And I'm as soon as COVID lets us, I go back to visit often. So you might be stuck with me now. Ding dong. Where is he? Where is he? But yeah, my dad was so worried because my brother was going off on this camping trip. It was his first, year, maybe home from college or something, maybe even a senior year in high school. And he said, I'm so worried about the beer. And I was like, I really don't think it's a problem, because my brother, he's so good. He was going to Brown. He would yell at me when I went 5 miles over the speed limit. I'm like, he's not going to be drinking. Like, he's just not. He's like, I'm just so worried. There's just going to be so much beer. And I was like, no, there's not going to be. I promise. Like, he's going to be with his friends.
How can you make such promises? Soft promise. Just lying to us to appease the father.
That's a big sister's job. First of all,
to lie to the parents. See, you were in the news and telling lies. This is a big problem we have with your profession now. Please.
Not a news
that
anchor
is a
yet.
low blow.
I'm just saying to the father, this brother will not drink in the university. That's like, how you know this?
He was going camping in the mountains of New Hampshire. But here's the thing.
That's the only thing they do there.
No, he was worried about
your
the
mom's from
brown...
Maine. She should have called BS on this story. She knows.
Listen, she's probably watching right now, and he wasn't worried. He was worried about the big brown grizzly bear biting him when he was sleeping in the tent.
Yes.
There are
pronunciation is difficult still.
There's more brown bear in the woods in New Hampshire than anywhere. He was really worried about him getting attacked by bear. The bear were going to attack him.
Yes, I understand now. Make fun of the poor man. All the sacrifices so you can go to school and get fancy haircuts and all this, and this is what you do. Make fun.
Oh my God, what a savage. I'm so sorry.
No, it was
your hair is beautiful.
The rats did it. Remember, the rats chewed it. It's gold though, and I think that the honesty and the sincerity of Indian culture, I love. And it's New England. Now that I live in Florida, people attribute it to New England, that you just say things like they are. Yeah. But there's nothing like an Indian aunt when I would go back to Calcutta to visit for the first time in a long time. And, they look you up and down and they'll be like, you're looking nice. You're looking quite fatty. It's great. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what? I'm looking fatty?
What'd you say to me?
Yeah. Like, they wanted me to be like plump, and it was good. And I was like, all right, okay. Or they'd be like, last time you were too fatty. I'm like, all right. Got that too. So it actually prepared me to be on TV when you get people telling you everything about your
I hear
everything.
You. I totally hear you. Sometimes when people look at me, you're looking too thin. You're looking unhealthy. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm good. Really?
Somebody always has something to say about
of course. Of course. And the most amazing thing is it always comes from a place of love.
Yes, and I think that's
really?
No?
I don't know.
I mean, I thought so. Are we giving him the benefit of the doubt?
Too many Auntie Seemas in India.
Too many. But are there beer?
Yeah, but are there beer? Have you seen Auntie Seema?
No.
You have to be introduced to Auntie Seema. She's the Indian matchmaker. She's got a show on Netflix.
Oh, no, I have seen. I forgot that's what her name is. Yes.
Auntie Seema.
Auntie Seema I have seen. And yes, my husband and I watched that. So my husband's from Texas, and off I took him to India, for the first time to meet everybody. And I have a very I don't want to say formal, but very proper. That's the word. Proper family.
Yes.
So
do I.
Very proper, and they're traditional. They are not used to like the Bollywood culture that people might think is out there with all the dancing and everything. That's my husband comes in for a landing and it's like, all right, bring it on, let's eat, let's party. And so my cousin wanted to bring that to the table as well, and he said, let's have a party. And he hired a band. I was like, wow, this is fancy for us. Like, okay, to celebrate our engagement. Well, the band misunderstood and thought we were already married, and then named us Mr. and Mrs. Banerjee, even though that's not his name. So they were congratulating us. And then they started singing this great song that went, congratulations for celebrations. Yeah, and
I
so
know this
my husband
stuff.
started dancing with everybody. Like he's trying to dance with my very traditional, dressed in their saris, sitting, watching the concert. Like they didn't realize this was a dance party. They thought it was a concert. So they're all sitting still, like watching. And he's like, let's dance. And they danced with him. I mean, you just have to.
You won their hearts.
If you are unabashedly full of humor and joy, you win people over. He would just tell people he was actually Bengali. He would, go and just bargain with them in the marketplace. What was that?
Does he look Bengali?
No, he's a blondie from Texas.
It's amazing what a smile can do.
Right. Yeah, he'd bargain, try to get like it from, 5 rupees to 2. So here, a penny, right? And then they'd be like, so impressed. I'm actually Bengali.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
funny.
love the melting pot that is the places that I've been lucky enough to grow up in. And I do miss Boston. Do you have songs that make you think of Boston, or do you have songs that make you think of family, community? What's on your radar tonight, if I can bug you to play another one?
So I don't have any songs that remind me of Boston necessarily, but I did pick a song that I know is just going to...
You're going to pick an irritating song. I know I've been set up. I have to go, everyone. Bye-bye. Nice to meet you.
Let's just see what happens.
I have to go answer all those people who message me privately about going for dates.
You would not believe your eyes.
No, not this.
10 million fireflies.
Bonnie, the number counts are way off. 10 million fireflies, okay? That's infestation.
They fill the open air.
You don't sleep outside.
Teardrops everywhere.
Every time I hear this, new comments come.
I would just stand and stare.
You would be running for the trees if 10,000 fireflies came.
I like
Forget
to
10
make
million.
myself believe that planet Earth turns.
That you cannot believe.
Slowly.
You believe 10 million fireflies, planet Earth spins, you have complications with. You cannot stay awake when you're asleep. Want to call it, someone with a alcohol level of above 1 point something has written this tune, and you all are suckers for enjoying it. That's all I can say.
They clearly went camping in New Hampshire with all the beer.
Yes.
I don't know if you heard the whole thing. My phone battery message came in and put me at 20%.
But this song is not right. These songwriters have competitions, I'm sure. They say whoever puts the most bogus lyrics wins the pot. Every song, 10,000, 10 million, 50 million, 100 million. Made up numbers.
Yeah, there's a slight hyperbole. I would say you're not wrong, but I think that this
I'm not
also
wrong.
Do not encourage him. This just has to be ignored.
There's like little clues too in your videos. You've got the chalkboard, the tiny little slate that sort of.
That was just one of those like Easter eggs that started showing up. I didn't even see the first one. It was like I think it was Sing Lazy Song, Lazy Girl, or something about the fact that I was lazy, and it was just put up there. And then he was like, "Go look at the board. Look what I put there for you today."
Lazy girl. Yeah.
At one point, we had this Where's Waldo book, because there was one video where he made reference to Waldo and finding Waldo, and then he put the Where's Waldo book from my kids have a Where's Waldo book, and he put that in the shot. And
It's
that
like
traveled
clues,
with us for a little bit.
It makes it be a game. Like I'll look and be like, oh, what's on the board? Because then I know, you
Yeah.
know, what our theme is for the day.
Well, actually, so it's like an homage to something that came before. And
Yeah,
so then people start talking about, where's this one from? You got to go find a video that it's from.
that's smart. Yeah, this goes back. It is like the Easter egg hunt.
Yes,
So
yes. And then now we've started to do a fun thing where we've got like special guests who come in on like an iPad and they'll watch it in live, you know, in real time.
I
So
saw
that's
that.
been
That's really cool. Yeah. So what is next? You know, how do you continue to grow? This is such a unique stage, even though being online and talking like this has sort of become the norm. Like you said, it's not what you pictured when you were probably a teenager and you thought, okay, to be a musical
right.
performer performing for hundreds, for millions, I have to
Yeah,
physically be on a stage at a concert venue. What
right.
would you say to people who want to succeed in terms of thinking outside the box, like different ways to go at it?
I mean, I wish I could say that I had this masterminded plan right from the beginning, that this was all part of my, you know, like long term. This has all happened very naturally and very organically. And I think I'm very receptive to what the universe sends me. As I don't know if if you believe that, but I believe that if you put something out there and you are open to it, it will come back to you tenfold. I put my heart out there, I put myself out there, and I'm not afraid to fail. It's part of the process. When you fall down, you get up and you don't fall that way again. You might fall another way. And so what would I say? Just keep getting up, keep going, keep trying. And you have to find your own version of what your happy is, what your fairy tale is. I have this song that I wrote, and it was another one that I was thinking that should I sing Beautiful Struggle or should I sing this other one? It's actually called Find Your Happy, and it is my anthem. And the reason it's my anthem is because so one day I was watching a Netflix special on Lady Gaga. It's called 5'2", and if you haven't seen it, it's fantastic. And Lady Gaga is like, I mean, she's incredible. And she's just this powerhouse. And one scene that I was watching, she was laying on her couch and she was crying in agony and she was miserable. And she had a show coming up and she had a new album that she was working on. And she had all these people coming and taking her pictures and setting her up and helping her with her tour. And I mean, that's everything that I thought that I wanted. It's everything that I grew up saying that is going to be me one day. And then my daughter or my son came running into the room and just gave me a hug and gave me a kiss and sat beside me and started singing with me at the piano. And I just started sobbing. And I was like, I wouldn't trade that for the world. And then all of a sudden I realized that that's might be her happy and this might be mine. And I don't have to have exactly that to be happy. And she doesn't have to have exactly this to be happy. But yet somehow we can both find what it is that makes us tick or what it is that makes us happy, you know?
Yeah, sometimes, I say find your fairy tale, but in most cases the fairy tale finds you if you're
Mhm.
open, like you said.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that that's my biggest piece of advice is just open your heart, open your soul, open yourself, open your arms, just be receptive and be yourself. I wasted so many years trying to be what I thought people wanted to see from me. And maybe not trying to be something but just hiding certain sides of me. Like when I smile, I have a really big smile. And I would look at myself laughing and I'd be like, oh my God. And now I'm like the poster child for laughter on my TikTok page, and it's so weird to me, but this is me. This is who I am. And I'm happy. And you too can find that, whoever you are and whatever your version of your fairy tale is.
Was it just that you know this so completely, so solidly now?
Yeah.
You say, "Hey, I used to worry about even my smile was too big, or the dream was to have the Lady Gaga life," but now you know this in your heart of hearts that you have found your happily ever after, and you're going to keep living it every day that you can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How did you find it though? How did you know?
It just felt right. And
Yeah.
that's like the line from
Not
my
perfect,
song.
but right.
Doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to feel right. And it feels right. I can be home with my kids. Like that was also something very important to me, to be around for my kids. And I'm not going to lie, they've been neglected the last couple weeks, but I'm here. I'm around. I put them to bed every night. I have meals with them. I mean, they're upstairs watching this, you know, they they are very much a part of this process. And if I was, you know, if I was living Lady Gaga's life, they may not, you know, that's a lot of movement for children at this age. And I don't know that they would have agreed to come along.
Yeah, that would have been an adventure.
Yeah.
Do you want to sing the other song, your anthem, or do you want to sing another
I would
one
love
where
to.
you're not gonna have lightning, fly down from the heavens and strike down your buddy there for interrupting
I
you?
could do a little bit of both. How about that?
I think that would be great because I
Awesome.
think now you've piqued my curiosity with having you called it your anthem. I think we can't not have some of that.
It really is. So I'll sing a little bit of it so we can get to both. But
Yeah.
it's called Find Your Happy.
Forgot.
I forgot.
Forgot. Good.
Another mark on the wall, another 2 inches taller. I watched the year go by, and you are living your dream. Look at all you've achieved. Two beautiful and different lives, but how do you get it right? Can you find your happy? We have some insecurities, but we'll find a way to deal. We have to find our happy. You're going this way, I'm going that way. But can you tell me, baby, is this the right way, or was it that way? I thought I knew it all along. You stand in front of the lights, they're waiting for you tonight. But it doesn't feel right. And I have everything that you could ever believe could make you feel complete. So beautiful and different lives, but how do you get it right? Can you find your happy? We have some insecurities, but we'll find a way to deal. We have to find our happy. You're going this way, I'm going that way. But can you tell me, baby, is this the right way, or was it that way? I thought I knew it all along. Find your happy, be your happy, live your happy, love your happy, smile your happy, laugh your happy, live your happy, love your happy. I am happy, you're happy, we are happy, love your happy. You gotta love your happy.
I love that so much, so much. Thank you. I'm so glad that we included that because
Thank you.
it's so heavy with the chords and it's in minor keys, so it has this intensity that if you didn't hear what the lyrics were saying, you might even think was sad. And then the words are so uplifting that it actually makes me think of Beautiful Struggle, because
Yeah.
that finding the happy is the beautiful struggle.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think
that was one of the things that sort of resonated with me, that juxtaposition of happy and sad, and you just gotta find it. Like, it's that sweet spot. Somebody once sent me a message, and it was just, it stayed with me. It was so touching. She said, what you have done on all your social media platforms is you found this bliss point. You have found this perfect balance between laughter and music and joy and rawness that is just it. That is what is coming through. And if that was not meant to come through, then I'm just telling you, that's what's coming out. And it's just, I just found it to be so beautiful and so touching. And I loved that. And it has stayed with me.
Sometimes someone else tells you what you are, and it's such a compliment, and you never knew.
Yeah.
And it almost floors you. You're like, I'm that? Okay,
Yeah.
well, all right, I'll keep being that because that's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to be that forever.
That's exactly how I felt.
Yeah, it's funny because you call your songs, uninterrupted and interrupted, and you categorize them that way. And I was thinking it's almost like, in a sense, your career or anybody's career that has to start when it comes to chasing your passions and chasing your dreams, is there's the interrupted version, and that's life. That's busy, daily, messy life. And the uninterrupted version is the pure one, and it's beautiful, and it's what drives you, and it's what sometimes the only thing people share. But I love that you share both of it, and I love that your life has been interrupted, picked back up, and you do it every single day. Instagram,
I'm having one of those moments where I'm like, yes, tell me more. Yes, tell me more about what I'm doing. This sounds right.
It's coming through, Sheena. It is coming through. And Instagram cuts us off at an hour. Otherwise, that's good, because I'd probably make you talk and sing to me and everybody else who's hanging out with us for the next 2 hours.
I wish I could keep talking to you. I'm having such a good time. You are just such a breath of fresh air.
You watch out.
Please do.
We'll sing a duet, and then you can have some real heckling.
She's coming to meet you.
When?
Yeah,
I'll
bring my dad.
He wants to know when you're coming.
I'm busy that day.
No, what if I bring
Maybe
my dad?
you could have chai with her on the front lawn.
I want to meet her father.
Yeah, I'll bring him. Then I'm allowed in. Sheena, do you want to play us out with some fun songs? And if I don't get to say bye because Instagram decides, like, hey, you got your hour, then bye. But if we
so much.
pause and we get a chance again,
I think we'll have some time.
I think we will
have some time.
Let's play some songs.
Never know how much I love you. Never know how much I care. When you put your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hard to bear.
There's many healthcare workers here who would really object to this song.
When you kiss me, fever, when you hold me tight.
Someone gives you fever, you run the other way.
Fever!
You don't go close.
In the morning, fever all through the night. Sun lights up the daytime, and the moon lights up the night.
Let's state the obvious.
I light up when you call my name, and you know I'm gonna treat you right.
This is
you
all.
Give me fever.
No one gives you fever now. You have to get quarantined and all. This is
when
wrong song.
You kiss me,
Just say you give me happiness. Something else. They'll put you inside 14 days somewhere.
In the morning, fever all through the night.
Can I get some help here, Bonnie? This is what you want? You want fevers?
In the morning,
you want fever morning and night?
Fever all through the night.
This rascal songwriter also won $75. He said, I make people celebrate getting ill. Challenge accepted.
Back to the lyrics, the rage against the lyrics.
This is not right to tell people these things. Why don't you do that? Go tell your husband after the show, hey, you gave me fever. He'll apologize and bring you Tylenol. He won't get excited. This song is telling lies.
I think that maybe we need to flip the script on COVID, though, and have some beautiful music and sing about fevers instead of get sad about it. Come on, cheer up.
You gotta find the joy wherever it is.
Someone sings, give me fever. You say, give me thermometer and get out of my face. Don't give me fever.
It's so true.
Welcome to my world. It's
does this
nice
only
to
happen
meet
when
you.
you?
It's
Does
nice
this only
to have
happen
you
when
in
you
here.
sing, Or does this happen all the time? Does this happen when you cook? Does this happen when you talk?
All the time.
Did she say when you cook?
Yes.
When was the last time that happened?
See?
Ah.
It happens all the time, which is, I mean, it's the good with the bad. Sometimes I'm like, all right, all done.
You're like, sometimes it needs to be a little quieter.
I mean,
Quieter of a commentary
the
of your daily
problem
life.
is my
That's
little
harsh.
children
He's
are
so loved,
watching.
Sheena. He's so
My
loved.
children are watching, and now they are learning. And so I'm literally surrounded by an army of Heckler.
Hey, you found your
But
fairy
we
tale.
laugh a lot. We laugh a lot.
And that heals everything. Let's do another song.
Yeah. Another song?
Oh, yeah.
All right. We will do one last one.
Yeah, one last one to round out the night.
Let's
If you
see.
have one.
What have I got? Do you have a favorite song?
I mean, I love a lot of the songs that you've been playing. You know what? When you said you loved, I saw that you posted, oh, Can't Help Falling in Love with You. You played that one recently. That was pretty. The one that cracked me up the most was one of the first that you did where the Indian dad was screaming about no kissing. No kissing, no kissing. That made me laugh. That's like everyone. No love, no kissing, no
Which one
boys.
was that?
No boys. Oh, why can't I remember now? I'm terrible with titles. I will, you know what?
Oh, If the
Your
World
choice.
Was Ending? That's what started it all.
Yes. Let's
see.
Let's end it tonight with what started it all.
All right. That's very, very beautifully packaged.
We went full circle by mistake. We'll say it's about as planned as both of our lives, I'm sure.
That's right. Exactly. Let's see if I even remember this song. The last time I sang it was probably when I recorded it.
But can we discuss something?
No. Just
the topic of this song. Do people even know what this guy is saying?
They'll hear it now.
I know you know, we know you went down for forever and it's fine.
It's a different song?
I know you know, we know we weren't meant for each other and it's fine.
That's how it starts?
But if the world was ending,
same
you'd
song.
come over, right?
He actually says, I know I'm not for you.
You'd
to
come
start.
over and you'd stay the night.
Even more foolish than originally
Would you
thought.
love me for the hell of it?
So the man starts by saying we're not compatible. The world is ending.
You'd come over, right?
You uncompatible friend, come to my
I'd be
house.
calling and you'd hold you tight.
No.
And there wouldn't be a reason why.
No reason why.
We wouldn't even have to say goodbye.
No, because the world is ending.
The world is ending, you'd come over, right?
I will not get baited into shouting at this fool for professing love for somebody. He begins by saying, look, I know you don't like me, but with your last breath on this planet, hopefully you can spend it with me. What kind of lessons are we teaching people? Look, I'm all about chasing your dreams, but this is stalking. This is not the kind of thing you should be pursuing. Tell your children there's a limit.
Then
That
what's
girl
the
next door
happily ever
has no
after?
interest
What's
in
the
you.
fairy
You give her
tale?
her space.
I want to
What's
know,
that?
what's his fairy tale?
What's your fairy
What's his
tale?
happily ever after?
People stop lying in their music.
On that note.
On that note, we are
Thank
going
you
to say
so
goodnight.
much.
Thank you for
Thank
spending
you
some
for
time with
having
us.
me.
And I can't wait to see what happens in the next chapter of your journey. Thanks for making us laugh and sharing some
Absolutely.
of your thoughts on how to inspire people and keep yourself, focused on the dream without taking yourself too seriously.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, and thank you for helping even define a little bit of it. I loved what you were saying. I should have taken notes.
I'll bet there's a video that I can send you of this. I'll bet I can get it to you.
Awesome.
Sheena, you're amazing. Thank you so much. And thank you
so
everybody
much.
for joining us and tuning in and thinking and laughing and just enjoying a little bit of time together in this very weird reality.
Yeah,
Good night,
absolutely.
everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.